All right, guys. Brian called and has both tailpipes in for the country Squire. So I'm going to run this up there to his house tonight. It's Saturday, and it's supposed to be storms and stuff coming in. We're going to get it put inside. I drove this car to town today to the bank, but I don't think you guys have ever taken a ride in it, so I was going to give you a little drive as we're going out there. The exhaust is pretty loud. Got a lot of leaks. Get this wheel tilted down. I got most of the fuel ran out of it, so maybe we can see what's going on with the gas tank. And I better put my seatbelt on. We've got to put a U, well, I'm going to put both U joints, front and back, in here because it was squeaking and now it's vibrating real bad. So we'll get out here on the highway, let you guys see how it runs. It is very smooth. And it's pretty peppy, actually. I mean, I can't believe the people that badmouth the 400s. There was nothing wrong with this 400 engine. No, it's not a 460. You don't have that kind of power, but they say you can't pass anybody and all that. There's just no truth to that at all. This thing is not lacking any power. The cruise control gains speed pretty fast, and according to the manual, after you go through all the testing, it's likely either the amplifier under the dash or the actual module under the hood. I haven't checked into it yet. Really feel that vibration in that U-joint when you first accelerate, and then when you get to a steady speed it gets worse. I mean, we're at 60 already. I wasn't even trying. I mean, watch this. Nothing wrong with the power this car has. I mean, here, you know, see, we could lay her down on 70. And as you see, the steering wheel has absolutely no shakes in it at all. It's smooth as can be. Drives perfectly straight down the road. The air needs charged. It's not really that hot today, about 83 probably. I've got the vent on. Hear a little bit of road noise, but like I say, I think that new thicker carpet and lot thicker padded door panels with insulation behind them will make it even a lot more quieter than it is. See, if I set the cruise here on 70, now my foot is off of the accelerator, but watch here, it's just going to keep climbing on its own. See, in just that length of time, it's pushing 75 mile an hour, and I'm not touching it. So I'm going to have to address that if I'm going to drive it to Dearborn. It really is a nice day today. I've gotten 4 keyless entry orders today already that I still need to get home and pack up. They won't be able to ship till Monday though. This guy out here, he's done a lot of my exhaust work. He had one of the best teachers when we were growing up. And he's going to do these freeze plugs too. And we're going to put those rubber ones in it, and I forgot to grab them. I'll have to run them back out here. But I don't think we're going to get under the car today anyway. He's busy and I'm busy. Probably Monday before he actually gets on it. He says he's done a bunch of those rubber ones that you just put in and screw tight and they spread out. So, I mean, he should know what he's talking about, because it's almost impossible to put them in with the engine still in the car, with the motor mount and everything else in the way. You just can't get a good straight hit on it. See how long it takes us to get out here. We're at 7 minutes now, I think. Let's see. 8 minutes. 8 minutes and 15 seconds we've been on here. Didn't lose any speed going up this hill. This thing's got a heater problem too. Not that I need heat right now, but when you put it on heat, it shuts the water off to the heater core, and it's got an aftermarket heater control valve on it, and I'm thinking it's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to when it gets vacuumed. That is the road there that you turn on to go to my parents' house. We are actually going to do some horse trading on this deal. He's wanting a remote start put on a 2009 Chevy truck, and then I've already been out here to take a remote start off of one of his trucks that I put on, and he wants it put on his 2004. Cousin lives back there. Yep, so this shouldn't really cost me a whole lot money-wise, just trading it out. And we are here, 10 minutes and 27 seconds. And we are here. "10 minutes and 27 seconds from my driveway to yours." Everybody, this is Brian. He's my exhaust guy. He was taught by the best, wasn't you?
I think so.
Well, I'll have you run me home, and when you think you'll look at it Monday, probably,
Yep.
I'll come out here and we'll get under it with you and check it out and see what's going on. So, we'll be back with you guys on Monday. All right, we're out at Brian's to see what he's finding underneath this wagon. Am I going to be disappointed?
What?
Or am I going to be disappointed?
Why?
What we find under here? I knew this exhaust was bad.
It's been messed with before.
They just pieced that in there. A thrush muffler, no wonder it sounds terrible. Wow. So you think your tailpipes will work, huh?
Well, the one I put in there, the driver's side will fit, so I'm pretty sure the passenger side will. Mufflers will be here tomorrow for it.
I can't believe how clean this thing is underneath, really, for all of them that I looked at. Gee, Manelli. They're all so
Been
rusted.
sitting inside as clean as it is.
Yeah, from where it came from. It looks a little rusty, you know, on the... That ain't nothing. That's just from being damp.
Metal rust.
Yeah, it ain't. There's certainly nothing to worry about. And you know, that guy told me that he did go through all the brake lines and the rear disc brakes and all that stuff. And he wasn't lying. It's got new hoses. And I seen them on the back, too. Yeah, it's got all new brake hoses, and the brakes work great. It's even got new e-brake cables.
Yeah, somebody's redone this.
That's a newer caliper. He said he had a Chrysler, a guy that works at a Chrysler dealership, go through all these brakes.
That's definitely old school brakes.
Oh yeah. None of this stuff's available. Rebuild kits, that's it. That's all you can get for these calipers.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what he said he used for hoses, but they look good, and the brakes work great.
Let's get a new brake line here in the front.
Yeah, they pieced it right there.
Which is fine, it works.
Yeah. The rest of it don't look bad. I probably would have replaced it all though. Fuel line looks good.
Yeah, I would replace every all the way up with copper, not that green crap. The green's junk.
There's been a socket on these bolts for this cross member. I wonder what was going on there. Well, what's the freeze plug situation? Jesus. I kind of see what you're talking about. You see that? They even...
Yeah, that's what I told you last night on the phone. Somebody, I don't know why they did that. Makes no sense.
Well, I got six freeze plugs, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it.
I was looking last night. I might be able to get it up high enough to get them mounts out. We got about 2 inches.
He did stabilizer light links on there.
Swell arm bushings.
I can't. When I was laying under it in the shop, I did see. I thought I put my eyes on those freeze plugs, but I can't even see them now. Well, that one would be easy. Get the starter off.
And the rest are behind this, behind the motor mount. But like I say, the radiators you see is leaking worse than anything. And then right here where it's set when you dropped it off Saturday.
Yep.
Sunday morning it had that spot there, which was minor, but I don't see no...
It's funny, like I say, when you drive it, yeah, I didn't think to bring a flashlight. When you drive it, nothing leaks. But if it sits there a day or two after that,
there's one.
You get that exhaust off, that won't be.
Absolutely.
But that freeze plug doesn't even look bad.
No. But this one you can see is seeping.
Yeah. Like I said, once you drive it.
That one is the one seeping.
That's what I thought.
And then the other two are behind that good old motor mount.
Yeah. We get that starter off, though. That one would be easy to take care of.
And the exhaust off.
Yeah. Which is coming off anyway. You're going to put studs on it, too, ain't you?
Yep. Yes, sir. We'll try to heat them, but I just want to go with new and not worry about it.
I think you've done it to all of my stuff.
Yeah. And you see that one behind the motor mount here?
Let me see that light.
That's the freeze plug behind. But like I say, you ain't never gonna drive them, man. You're gonna have it.
Oh, I see it now.
You won't drive them in with a hammer and a screwdriver.
But these don't look bad on this side.
No, they don't.
I've never had a freeze plug blow out except in that 428, and I was running it more than that should have blew out, honestly.
Like I say, if they still made Mentite, we'd probably just change the easy ones and put Mentite in it and go. But
yeah,
they don't make it no more. And
I don't understand that at all either.
Because it worked.
Yeah, put too many people out of business.
Yeah. But I mean, if we can get to them and get them changed, we'll change them just because. But it's going to take a second.
It just blows my mind that somebody put a patch there on that.
Afro ingenuity.
But man, the floor pans on this thing are great, and you wouldn't believe the ones that I seen that the bumper was just completely full of holes, and some bumpers was completely rusted off, and all this stuff's in great shape. Yeah, it's got some undercoat peeling off of it, but big deal. Quarters, no rust. You can see all the original spot welds, a little bit of surface rust on it there.
Whoever did the body work did a good job.
Yeah, it's been painted from that lower.
I know the green's been repainted because you can see it on the frame.
Well, it's been painted from the lower, from here down.
Because you can see where they taped it off. They didn't take this off.
Yeah.
And they didn't do inside the doors, which is stupid.
Right.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, you got the paint did.
Yeah.
That looks like shit.
That's a scratch from something that might buff off. It's the best one I've seen. Well, I'm going to order that remote start for your truck today because I got to order keyless entries anyway.
Yep.
That's a 09 Silverado, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I ain't even seen it.
I don't get to see it either. The old lady took it over.
Is she driving Mac for to work?
That's what I bought it for.
Oh.
Like, I hit a deer with her 2020 Malibu, and she hit it with that thing.
Right. I don't know where that radiator's leaking, but
Yeah, it's right here. You can see it in the fins.
a lot of it, I bet they got to recore it.
I would have it record.
Yeah.
And don't get a replacement, because I'm dealing with that on the tractor that I'm working on. They said, oh, we can get you aftermarket. I was like, no, it's all plastic. I don't want plastic. I
Right.
want metal.
Right.
Because it's got the brass sides on it. And you're going to ADR, right?
Yep. You know, these headlight doors have never one time tried to creep up on me. They have not lost an ounce of vacuum as long as it's set since it's been at my place.
It's hard to believe the hoses ain't all chewed up. I mean, there's still hoses and still got color on them, actually. That's pretty amazing.
One of my customers sat in this car too, and he turned the headlights on and opened them and closed them, and they closed right back down and stayed closed.
Yeah.
So it's got a hell of a tight vacuum system on it. All right, guys, we've been standing here looking, and you see where this hanger's at for this right exhaust pipe, and it's got holes on the left side here for the dual exhaust, and then on the tailpipe over here on the left, we've got a hanger here, and on the right side, you've already got the holes for the tailpipe here. So either this is the same exact frame that was used in other full-size cars, or you could, in fact, get dual exhaust on a wagon. And he's got these pre-made tailpipes, and he's just going to cut the end off that curves down and then just make a angle out to the side. So he knows what he's doing. He's been doing it a long time. So probably run back out tomorrow. He should have the mufflers and see if we can get started on it. See you then. Well, guys, it's actually been a few weeks. Brian's finally got everything for the exhaust and called me last night. Said he's got it done. And he got a couple freeze plugs in. So we got to figure out what we can do about this gas tank. See if it's leaking or what's going on. It seems like it's seeping up on top somewhere, like maybe the vent hose or something. So we're gonna go in here and check it out and see what he's got done. You already got the straps down, huh?
Straps down. Hell, the tank.
Hell, you got the tank out.
There go these boys to lunch. I don't think they're leaking.
Yeah, I don't see where it's leaking either. I didn't hear what he said when he jumped on that thing to run up to the house. Let's see. Yeah, this would be the right side, what I thought was moist right here, but I'm like him, I don't really see it now. Exhaust looks good. He said it's quiet. It's much better than it was. He did get the freeze plugs put in the back of the engine. He said the other ones just simply don't look that bad. And he said they were laying on his workbench. Yeah, this was the one that was seeping. Clearly it's got holes in it. He said the other ones all are like this. It's solid, so I'm not going to worry about them. Yeah, he always does great exhaust work. There's no doubt about that. All the way from the engine back, catalytic converters are gone. I'm going to drill the holes for the jump seats right back here. I have to get inside the car and look and see. I did not want to do that with the gas tank in it, and I may have to run back to town and get some bolts. So I guess I'll investigate this a little bit more. I got a new seal for this, but I'm not sure, because I could tell it looked like, well, maybe that's grease. I thought they smeared something on it. Maybe there's nothing even wrong with that. I think it's been out of here before to be cleaned or something. But yeah, I'm like him. I was smelling gas. I thought the gas tank was leaking up top somewhere, but I don't know where I'm getting that gas smell. Because this, I just don't think that's it. So, I'll do some more investigating and get back with you guys. Yeah, see, to me up here, I don't know. It seems to me like it's getting up on the bottom of the car from the top of the tank, but I don't see how. It's just, it doesn't look like it really on the tank. It looks moist from coming off the top of the car, if that makes any sense. I just don't think it's leaking. It can't be leaking bad. It just can't be. Don't know. Alright guys, the only thing I can see is this thing is really loose, is where I'm getting my gas smell, so I'm going to put some sealer just under the edges of it. And then we're going to drop this down, and we got to drill the holes for these rear jump seats right here. So I may go through here with a hole saw to get me a hole so I can go through it with like a carriage bolt or something and put a nut on that side to keep it on the inside side to keep it in there, and then put a nut on it. I think that's going to be the best bet. And then for the bottom bolts, it's easy because it just comes right straight down through here. Not a big deal at all. So we're going to get it down off the lift, and I'll have to run to town and get some bolts maybe. Brian may have something. We're going to lower it, see what we can come up with. Okay guys, see what I did here? I drilled me a hole with a hole saw through this bracket so I can get access to put a bolt in here. To me, that just made logical sense. So now we'll lower it down and get a hole drilled, and I'll see what I have to have. Okay guys, change of plans. Instead of using nuts and bolts, I went by the body shop and I got this crush nut tool. Some people call them rivet nuts, but you know, you put them in and they crush down and squeeze into the sheet metal, and then you can just put a screw or a bolt right into it. So that's what we're going to try to do. I only need 4, but he gave me 6. Hopefully they tighten up right the first time and I don't have to do any drilling out or anything stupid like that. So I'm going to see if I get the camera set up so you guys can watch me try it. Okay, so I got these drilled out, and they go in there like so. I'm going to try to get this set up so you guys can watch me attempt to squeeze it in there, but I'll probably be in your way. All right, here it goes. Seems pretty dang tight to me. Let's get a bolt. Yeah, I don't see any reason why that won't work. So we didn't have to drill a hole with the hole saw, but that's okay. Somebody else might need to. Okay. I'll get these other ones done, and we'll get that gas tank back up in there. Okay guys, here's the crushed nuts on the bottom side. Worked out really well. And we actually would have needed to drill the holes out in this bracket to do that as well, because it's sticking out a little bit. We've looked, the gas tank's not going to be touching this. It's going to clear it. Plus this bolt will be back a little bit more when the seat's bolted down. So we're going to go ahead and get the gas tank stuck back up in here. Alrighty, gas tank is back up in there. I did go ahead and take these pointy screws out of here because I was afraid they would hit the gas tank. I'm just going to get some short regular bolts to put in there to make, because I didn't want to take any chances. So other than that, I think we're good. We'll get it down off here. And I forgot to get U-joints after all this time. I'm gonna have to do that at home. I gotta get this thing home if I'm gonna take it to Dearborn. So get it down out of there, let you guys hear it. I'm gonna let them hear it. Hell of a lot better than it was. We got to get this bottom radiator hose on and time to take it home. Well, I'm gonna go get my dad because Brian's still busy and Dad don't live too far from here, and he's gonna drive the wagon home for me and I'll bring him back home. And here we are pulling into Mom and Dad's. I got Dad picked up and he's got his feet on top of all my tools in the floorboard. But we're gonna get back over to Brian's and get that wagon back to my house. All right, Brian, I'll be in touch. Thanks, man. Good. Yeah. See you later. Yep, we're gonna trade out a couple remote starts for all this work, and we're thinking that it's gonna come out even. It's got a little bit of a sound to it. It's not quiet, kind of like my Lincoln. What'd you think of it?
Hasn't got a sound in it.
It's smooth and quiet, ain't it?
It's quieter than my Lincoln.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Hell, it ain't. Ain't got any wind noise in it. But it just, how fast was I going?
You got up to 60 was the fastest. What'd it say?
70 for the time.
I don't think I went over 60.
But, well, that could be size, tire size. That don't mean nothing.
Well, the tires are, it ain't got a shake or shimmy in it. I know that. They're well balanced.
You're not going to have, you can't hear anything in it. There's nothing in it.
Well, it was terrible. That exhaust was ate up when I took it out there.
There's
So
no sound in that car nowhere. There's not a rattle in it anywhere. And you'd get you a ticket because it doesn't feel like you're moving.
I did notice that. Yeah.
65, it feels like you're just crawling.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just
Well, hey, Brogy, what have you been doing all day?
Just a little. The power steering's a little more sensitive than mine. I have.
Well, these always were.
Well, I know, but
It don't sound bad. I mean, it's where's the key?
I put them down by the seat. It's dustier than hell right now.
Well, it got dusty sitting out there.
You can't hear it running.
No, it sounds great.
You can't hear it at all when you're driving it. It's smooth. And I don't think it's going to be hard on fuel at all.
I don't know. I've not put fuel in it since I got it.
It runs too quiet. It runs too smooth.
My Lincoln sounds about like that. He said they was the same mufflers he put on it.
Well, that's okay. You know how your dad is. I'm sorry, put glass packs on. So.
Well, you probably would have put glass packs on it, but I'm not putting glass packs on it.
I was in the 50s.
I know.
Look at there.
What'd you do?
I did that on a bicycle this morning and I've hit it on something. I hope the hell I ain't got it all over the steering wheel. I don't think so, because I usually drive my hand.
Well, I'm going to get you home, and I got to get those seats out and get them over there. Let Kyle dye them green. So
It's quiet, don't he?
it's a good car, ain't it?
It is.
Everybody that looked under it couldn't believe how clean it was. So
Well, yeah, you can tell your video viewers your dad's 80 years old. I'd probably put fender skirts on it.
oh, he would too.
It
Jeez.
looked like crap, but I'd probably put them on it.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Mom wouldn't even allow it.
I was just kidding, but I've seen people put them on pickup trucks. I never understood that either.
I saw some on an 89 town car again on Marketplace the other day. I don't understand it.
They were made for 55, 56 Ford, Chevy.
Well, they look good on your 64.
Oh, yeah, they were good for them. But it sure is quiet.
Yeah, don't think I could have found a cleaner one.
No, it ain't spot on.
So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get Dad home. Well, guys, Kyle, that was gonna do all of the dyeing on all these plastic pieces for me because they're faded, and the rear seats under here is in a wedding this week, and he's going to Mexico next week, and he's not gonna be able to do it. So I'm gonna take it down to St. Peter Auto Body, and they're gonna do it. But I just want to show you guys how clean this car is. Like, there is no rust anywhere in these quarters. The wheel houses, no rust. Still have all the original seam sealer. There's some cobwebs, but it's just unbelievable the condition this car is in. Got the original tire pull, you know, the extractor that they advertise so much. So we're gonna get this stuff down to St. Peter. I actually have new old stock in the box. Speaker grills, they're going to dye these green too because both of these are cracked. So we're going to dye them the same color as this. So I'm going to get it down there and get them dropped off, and because we only got 3 weeks to Dearborn. So I'm on it, guys. I'm trying. I'm having to mow the freaking grass every 4 days at least, and it takes me a minimum of 3 hours if I just stay on it and don't stop. So I'm trying my best. I really am. So let's get these down there. All right, guys, here's the test one that we sprayed. This is as close as we're gonna get, I think. I think it'll look better when it's sprayed on the texture. So everything's set up, and they're gonna, well, this, we've decided on this one. And they're going to mix it and bring it down tomorrow. So everything will get painted tomorrow. So this is the last time that you'll see these seats brown. As of tomorrow, they should be green to match the wagon. Again, there it is. Let's cross our fingers. We'll see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, guys, I've been down to St. Peter Auto Body. I went down there to get all this stuff picked up, and I took the Mercury, and that longest piece wouldn't fit in here, so I left it and the seat bottoms, but it sure looks like it's going to be awful close to me in matching. So let's look at it. You know, they redid all of these because they were sun faded from being in the back. So we'll just take this piece and hold it up to something. I'm pretty dang happy with that. Honestly, I don't know how we could complain. You can't really match it up to metal though. And the way light's hitting things. Let's see if we can go up here. Brand new shiny stuff, but like, I really think that we can't complain about anything. It looks great to me. Like I said, it depends on how light's hitting things, but I'm pretty dang pleased with the way they turned out. And even if they're off a little bit, I mean, everything's just a little bit different color of green. The carpet versus the seat versus metal versus plastic. The seat belt, you know, everything's just a little bit different green. And I don't know, I'm pretty dang happy with it. I don't think we have anything to complain about. Let's see. Remember which side is which on these seats. I think this one is the right one. You can tell by the way this kind of goes in, it's to clear that. So, you know, these hooks just hook on here. And then there's screws on the bottom. There's a bug. Look at that. I don't think that we got anything to complain about. I'm really pleased with these. So I'll go get the rest of it after I grab something for lunch. But you see that piece laying up, that laid up in there, it just blends right in with everything else. So, but I will tell you, and I expected this because I know this stuff's outrageous. To get all those rear pieces and those seats dyed, look at that, $498.38. And they only charged me $130 to do it. Prep, they know they prepped them, all that. Oh, here's the new old stock speaker grills that they did. It's going to look really good in there. And then they even gave me the receipts of what they spent at the place where they got the stuff. See, there's a bill for $71. There's $272.10. So I have the numbers that it takes if anybody wants to dye something jade green. I've got the formula. If you want to know what it is, just send me an email or something. But yeah, I put this piece in the seat and laid it down. It's real windy today. I didn't want to take the truck and put this stuff in the back and take a chance on it blowing out, but now I got no choice. I have to go down there. There's the spare tire cover. Imagine that, my checkbook says Ford on it. Big surprise, huh? Alright, I'm going to grab some lunch and get back down there and get the rest of this stuff. Well, there are the seats sitting in there. They're not bolted down or nothing. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to let all this stuff set up another, I don't know, probably a couple days anyhow. I would say it'd be a good idea. And over here, well, what was I going to show you? Right here, where this knob to release the spare tire cover has been rubbing, I'm gonna try to washer that up, maybe put a longer screw in or something if I have to get that up off the plastic, so when you turn that it's not digging into it. There's a rivet missing here too. I got to put a new rivet in there. And then a shaft comes up through here, and that knob screws on it with a Phillips screw. So I'm going to washer that up, try to get it up off that plastic. But they look a little light sometimes when the light hits them, but the headliner is a way lighter than the rest of it too. So I'm still very pleased. I think everything's going to be just fine. I mean, if you look at that side versus this side, there's really not a whole lot of difference. Once we get it all in here, I don't believe anybody will even give it a second look. But like I said, I think we need to let it set up a couple more days before we try to do anything. Plus, I need to get these seat belts in here too. I got to drill more holes in the floor, but we'll get it done. All right, guys, this video's been going on for about 4 weeks now, since Brian had it for 3 weeks, and then it took me a week to get everything hauled to St. Peter and run here and run there to try to get the right color match for the seats and the trim and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up after I show you a few more things, and then we'll just have to come back to it. I'm going to give you guys something to watch tonight. See, the tailgate was in such good shape, I didn't see any reason to do anything with it. I don't think it needed recolored. The rest of this stuff's all going to clean up real good, but look how those seats turned out. I mean, I think I've showed them to you. And they're not bolted down yet because we still got to put the seat belts in it. And I show you. See, and I don't know if you can see very good with the way the sun's shining in here, but these these are D3AZ window seals, and they look to me like they're probably 73, 74 LTD new old stock quarter window seals. I need to hold those up to the 74 because they would be for a 2-door. I need to see if that's what those are. But anyway, these are the seat belts that we got out of the wagon in the junkyard that I had to cut out of the floors. And look how rusty they are. I mean, I'm going to have to really wire brush the crap out of those and heat them up to try to get these out, because we need these right here, these oval brackets, or giant washer, I guess is what you'd call it. And I got pictures of how I cut these out of the floor of the wagon. But see, this green wagon came with this stuff in the box. So I have really nice seat belts and really nice bolts and washers. I just don't have these big things right here, the supports that they screw into. So I'm hoping I can get these bolts out and use what we got. And I'll show you what I do when I do it. But like I say, I'm running out of time. We have 2 weeks from this. Well, it was 2 weeks Friday that I've got to get. I wanted to drive this car up there to Dearborn, but I don't know if I want to drive it. I may be trailering it again, just because I haven't been able to drive it around here to see how it's going to do. And like I say, I still got to do U-joints. The air conditioner needs charged. I got to get the radiator out and get it fixed. It's just I've been so busy. So I just want to wrap this video up and give you guys something to watch and come back and do some of this other stuff. But the car is really coming along good. I'm really pleased with the way that this stuff turned out. I love the color match. Sometimes when the light hits it, it looks too bright, but most of the time when you're just glancing at it, you don't notice it. And like I said, the headliner is lighter than the dark metal pieces, and the carpet's lighter, and the seat belts are lighter. I don't think that once it's all back together, I don't think that anyone will notice it. And I'm going to clean up all this stuff. I mean, it's full of dust. You can see where I put my hand there. Let's clean all this dust out of here and the cobwebs. And then, geez, I wish so bad that while I had this apart, I had that wire to run through here for the rear window defrost. It comes all the way from the dash and all the way up here, back here, to plug into the harness in the tailgate. And I sure wish I had that right now to put in, but I just really don't think I got time to get over there to get that out of the junkyard. But it's really coming along. I think you guys are going to like it. The exhaust sounds wonderful. It really quieted it down, let it loose. So that's where we're at. We got 2 weeks to get this thing done. And I've been all weekend catching up keyless entries because I really want to have my keyless entry supply doubled up before I even leave. I may even take some up there to ship out with me. But anyway, that's where we're at on the Country Squire. I still have to figure out what we're going to do about those supports for the table. I think we already mentioned that. So I just want to get this video up so you guys can see something, see what's going on. I definitely got to get those wheel covers switched out. So anyway, stay tuned. I promise I'll be back and show you everything I do to it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.